YouTube, what is going on? It's your boy Ja, bringing y'all back another video. How y'all doing, man? I appreciate all the love and support y'all have been giving me. It's been a little while since I uploaded a video, man. We've been just so busy. I've been so busy with work and moving. We just moved out of New York. We in a whole different state. My job, you know, it was a convenience for me to move, just so that I don't have to keep driving, you know, 6 hours back and forth every 11 days. But everything in my life, man, has been good. Just got married. My wife's got we got a daughter on the way, so my son can have a little friend to play with and stuff. But yeah, everything's been doing good. If anybody's been curious, if you guys want to see a house tour, updated life, you know, just let me know, man. Just comment down below. But you guys came here for CDL advice. Yeah, so is a CDL worth it in 2025? Let's talk about it. So I think a CDL is going to be worth it in 25, 26, 27, 28, 30 years from now. I think a CDL is going to be worth it, strictly because that's always going to be in demand. You know, it's not really hard to get. It's felon friendly, background friendly, you know. And let me just tell you how I went about getting my CDL, because some people do gotta pay for theirs, and me, I had found a way to where I didn't have to pay for it because the circumstances that was going on in my life at the time. So basically, I'm 23 right now. I turned 24 in less than a month. I don't know the exact age I was. I think I either got it from 19. I was either 19 or I was 20. Or like late 20, but I've had my CDL for a couple of years now. Yeah, I think I was 19, so, or 20. So basically, is what happened was the woman that I'm with now, we was not together. We was going through a rough patch, and she was either pregnant or I just had my son. I can't really remember. And this is how I got my CDL for free. I did not have to pay for schooling at all. The only thing I had to pay for was like the permit tests and road tests. That's all I had to pay for, which wasn't a lot of money. So basically, if you guys have a situation like me, you guys could get schooling for free. So basically what I did is I went down to the workforce and I signed up for CDL school. And basically they said, hey, schooling is going to be about $5,000 to like $7,000. I forgot how much it was. Like I said, it was a couple years ago. So they said school is going to be a couple of $1,000s. And I was like, well, I can't really afford that right now. What are my other options? How can is there a way to where I could get a grant or like a scholarship? And she said, yeah, the way you could get a grant or a scholarship, she said, you have a kid. So basically the way that you could word this is, you basically just write on here that you're trying to better your life for you and your son. You're a single father, and this will help provide for your family better. So I filled that out, and I got a call literally the same day saying, hey, Mr. Mills, you've been accepted into CDL trucker school. The only way that this school will remain free is if you maintain a B average, so 80s and above. If I maintain a B average, the whole thing was free, and I got granted a scholarship, you know. And basically all I did was went to school for, it was 5 weeks, 4-hour classes, Monday through Thursday, 4-hour classes. And I did that, and then I drove the you know, the manual truck every day. And then after that, right there, I literally took my permit test. I failed the road test twice. The first time I failed it, the back tandems kissed the curb, and then the second time I stalled going up a hill. But that was just nerves. The third time I passed it. You can take the road test as many times as you want. You just got to pay for it, and you got to schedule it. Sometimes it could be a week out, 4 or 5 days out. It just depends on how busy the area you're in where you're trying to do your road test. But anyways, that's how I got my CDL for free. If you guys are in a similar situation, you guys can do it as well. All right, now trucking. I do not drive trucks right now. I'm an apprentice lineman. I personally just that's the main reason why I got my CDL, because you need to get your CDL in order to be in a line industry like the power line and stuff. But I did try trucking out for a couple of months while I was on a waiting list for the union. You know, great money. I just didn't like, the only way that I really enjoy trucking is when I was getting out, unloading stuff. I didn't like just sitting in a truck all day. That's not part of my life. I like to be active, and that part I didn't do. So when I did drive trucks, I was touch freight. I was unloading trucks. I was doing 12, 15, 20 stops a day, and I was unloading the whole truck. Definitely long days, definitely tired, but a lot of driving for sure. But that's what you get with your CDLA. You're not only limited to drive trucks with your CDLA. There's many other jobs that could require you to have a CDLA. There's warehouse jobs to where you could drive the huge forklifts inside of the warehouses that require a CDLA. Like I said, you can go on the road, you can get into line work like I did because you need your CDLA because you drive those big bucket trucks. I always think, you know, trucking, line work, plumbing, any trade, HVAC is going to be in demand forever. You know, as you guys know, AI is taking over. They're laying people off. Those people, if you master a trade, if you master trucking, if you master HVAC, plumbing, carpentry, pipe fitting, welding, line work, those jobs are always going to be in demand, not just trucking. We're always going to be in demand because a robot can't do our job. A robot can't get on the road and drive. It can't weld like we do. It can't do air conditioning and heating. It can't build a power line. So our jobs are always going to be in demand. So I always recommend everybody, listen, man, if you guys are stuck, if you guys don't know what you want to do in your life, if you guys got a background record like me, I'm not a felon, but I'm a master misdemeanor maker, I'll tell you that. And these jobs, 9 times out of 10, they don't care about your background. I mean, they run a background check. The only thing that they really care about is if you're a chomo, like a pedophile. That's it. Because a lot of the times you work by schools, and if you're one of them, you know, they just some jobs won't accept you because I don't know. But yeah, man, if you guys are stuck and you don't know what you want to do, just go to CDL school, man. Start out with that, and then if you guys don't like that, go to somewhere else. There's plenty of options that you can do. CDLA and trucking is a very lucrative career. You can make well over 6 figures. My first couple of months in trucking, I made the most money I ever made in my life, and obviously now I'm making more. But I work harder. But if you want a lenient job to where all you gotta do is just wake up, you know, you don't got a family, you can be on the road for 3-4 weeks at a time, trucking is the way to go. You can make well over $2,000 a week. You just gotta drive a lot. You can make over 6 figures. And if that's just basic trucking, if you guys get into flatbed, you guys can drive the dump trucks. I drove dump trucks for a while. I have a couple videos of that. You know, low boy, what is it? Yeah, low boy. You can do heavy loads, all that stuff. You can do Amazon delivery, FedEx delivery. All of those jobs have great benefits. You can deliver for Walmart. And then even if you want to go above and beyond, you could be an owner operator to where you can make $500,000. So I always recommend everybody get your CDL, and don't go for just the basic CDL, bro. Y'all gonna piss me off for that. I've had hundreds of people comment, hey, do you think I should just get my CDLA unrestricted? No, fuck no. Why would you do that? Go get your CDLA unrestricted so you can drive a manual. Even though 9 times out of 10, these jobs that you go for, they're gonna have automatic vehicles. Don't limit yourself, bro, because if there's me and there's you, if you have your if you have your restricted CDLA and I have my unrestricted CDLA and we have the same experience, who do you think they're gonna pick? They're gonna pick the guy that's versatile. They're gonna pick the guy who can do both jobs whenever he wants. They're not gonna pick a guy who's limited to driving one thing. I could drive an 8-speed, 10-speed, 12-speed. I haven't driven a 14-speed, but you get my point. Don't limit yourself. That's like buying a Mustang, but a V6 Mustang. Just save the fucking money up until you can afford the V8. I mean, who's going to get American Muscle that's a V6? You know what I mean? Why would you guys go through all that schooling, all that tests, all that studying, and to limit yourself to an automatic? And I will say, when it comes with any trade, even the trade that I'm in right now, but especially trucking, you guys have to be careful. You guys really have to study, because I know when you go to the DMV, they definitely, there's 3 tests, 50 questions, 25 and 25, general knowledge, air brakes, and something else. And if you guys don't study, you know, you're going to be in for that test. I know a couple years ago when I did it, they put me in the back corner. There was no cameras back there, so I was looking up on Google and stuff. But you know, sometimes they don't allow that. They put you right in Broad Street. So you guys really got to study up. It's about 100 questions. 100 questions. There's general knowledge is 50. The air brakes is 25, and there's another one for 25. But you guys got to be on top of that. You know, this is your life that you guys are talking about here, man. And if you guys, you know, don't take it serious when you get your CDLA, and you guys like to party, drink, and drive, you just fucking kiss that CDLA goodbye. I know a guy who got his CDL, and then literally the same week he got his CDL, he got a DUI. They took his CDL from him. Don't go through all that, you know, those trials and tribulations of getting your CDL. You know, you might not have passed it the first time, and you guys are spending weeks and months really to get your CDLA, and you finally get it, and you go out to celebrate, and you get a fucking DUI. That is the biggest slap in your face that you could do for yourself, because now you just graduated CDL school, you have no experience. You get a DUI, you get your CDL took. Say you get your CDL back in a couple of years, which is possible. You can do that. So this is what the jobs are going to look at. Oh, this guy right here, 23 years old, got his CDL, got a DUI right after, has no experience, got a CDL A back, and he's applying to our job. They are not going to hire you, bro. They probably won't even hire a guy that's got 10 years of experience if he's got a DUI or 2, because it shows that you're unreliable, you're not trustworthy, and you got a drinking problem. By all means, I love to drink, but I'm drinking in the crib, or I'm drinking when my girl is with me, so where she could drive me back home. I don't even drink with my friends, bro, because I don't trust them either. I mean, at the end of the day, it's your life. Don't put it in a friend's life. Put it in your wife's life, your mom's life, or your pop's life or something. My pops ain't in my life right now, but you know what I'm saying. Don't get your CDL and get a DUI, because you might as well go to plumbing. You might as well go to HVAC, bro, because you ain't gonna get a job in trucking with a DUI, especially with no experience. So yes, I do think a CDLA in 2025, let me rephrase, I do think a CDLA unrestricted in 2025 is worth it. And when you guys get your CDL, get your endorsements. You got the doubles, triples, hazmats. You know, if you want to really make the big bucks, get your hazmat and get your tankers endorsement. Those require a strict background test, strict background check. You got to take another test. You can't have any felonies with that, and you can't have any pending charges. You got to really be a you know, like a stickler for that one, because I mean, you're driving with gas, oil, you're driving with explosives, chemicals, and they don't want anybody who's even got a record driving those things. So yeah, when you guys get your CDLA, there's endorsements, and those endorsements level you up to where you can get more money. So there's levels to this shit, man. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Like I said, if you guys want an updated life tour, I don't know if you guys are into that, but I'm happy for what I'm doing in my life. My wife, she doesn't work. I got I got a beautiful son who's healthy. Thank God for that. I got a daughter's on the way. Everything's going good with that. Thank God for that. You know, I've been focusing on the way I eat. I haven't really been drinking. Been waking up early, even if I don't work. Working out, I've always worked out, but working out, eating cleaner, you know, really just taking care of what's mine, because everything that I got my shit from the mud. No handouts. The only person that's really been around to help me is my mom's, and she can't afford to help me. So we really been getting this shit out of the mud, working 70, 80 hours a week, and it really makes you appreciate life, especially when you get closer to God. And you know, he's just paving the way for you. You can see the changes that's going on in your life, and when you really stay focused and stay true to yourself. So hope y'all got something out of this video, man. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Make sure I hit that like button, comment down below, hit that sub, and post notification bell if I have helped you guys out in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And I'm gonna see y'all next time.